Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you. It's great to be back. I'm really excited to be here for the new season and finally to get a crack at some top flight football. Now, I know the question on everybody's mind is going to be regarding signings. Now, I can assure you there is absolutely no shortage of signings. There are 18 new faces at the club. Now, most of those, they're young players. They'll be back up to the names we're very familiar with from last season. So you won't see too much of them, certainly not initially in any case. But there are two, I'd say, major foreign signings I'd like to unveil, and I'm going to do that right now. So familiarise yourself with those names. Delon and Venio are going to be very important players for us, and hopefully we'll see a lot of them. Now I'm sure there's a lot of questions after the off-season, so I'm going to take a few of them. Ches, yes. Yeah, thanks. How do you feel about opening your season against the defending champs? I mean, obviously, starting against the defending champions, it's not ideal, is it? But it certainly will give us a good opportunity to see where we stand in the league, what sort of season we can expect, if we need to do a lot of work or not. It'll give us a good reality check, I think, and let us know, as I said, where we stand. But certainly not ideal to have such a tough test first up. Yeah, if I can. Have you been able to strengthen your backroom staff? I have, yeah, the board did let me strengthen the backroom staff, so we have a full allocation of scouts again. Medical team is looking strong, so that's good, because that would have really hampered my time at the club if that wasn't able to happen, but thankfully the board has seen sense, and we do have a strong backroom staff again. Yeah, one more if I can. Have you had an intake of youth into the club, mate? Yes, we do have an intake of youth players, some very promising kids amongst them, actually. So I'm excited to see what they will bring. I don't know if we'll see too much of them this season. Maybe sort of second half of the year we might see one or two of them making some appearances on the bench. But certainly some very talented youngsters amongst them. Guys, that's it for today. Thank you for turning out. I appreciate the questions too, Ches. So thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
But I've got to get off to the training ground because we have a season to get underway. Hi there, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 7 of our World Tour, and of course the new season with Persiba in the Indonesian Liga One. Now enjoy this sitting here in 13th, because this could be a high for us, because if we look at the predictions here, how do I do this, season preview, and you'll see we are not expected to do very well. 1,000 to 1, that's to win the league, and if the pre-season press conference or anything to go by, we are just about the same odds to go down, it looks like. The board have just told us to try and avoid relegation. They're expecting us to go down. So anything other than relegation, it's going to be a success. Now, obviously, that's not what we do, is it? We do not want to get relegated. We will not get relegated. I will try my very best. Now, the first thing we want to obviously do is we want to look at signings, don't we? So let's have a look at those. Now, as I said in the press conference before, there 18 signings we have coming into the club. Now, don't get excited, because most of these players, they're young. We're not going to see them. We'll just have a quick look through. So we'll start with Ibrahim here. You can see good potential there. He's in the first team. He's 24. You can see he's got good vision. Passing's not great. But leadership, flair, decisions, first touch. He has some good attributes there. His potential, if it's going to let me go down off his name here. I don't know if it's going to. There we go. Very good potential. So he's someone that's in the first team squad. We will be seeing him this season, albeit off the bench, because we have Septien and Redian, of course, who are God amongst men. Wizanobert, this guy, again, decent potential, decent passing, decent vision. He is, you can see, he's listed for loan. He's not someone that we're going to probably see this year. I don't think he's registered in the squad right now. We're going to hopefully send him out on loan, and then he's someone that will hopefully, again, develop into a first team player in the next season or two. Alex Viano, he is a goalkeeper. He is, I believe, our third choice goalkeeper. I think he's registered in the squad. I hope he is, or else we only have 2 goalkeepers registered. But again, third choice goalkeeper right now. We might see him if he develops through the season, but maybe possibly not. Riza Zidane, young guy, took a punt on. The scouts said that he could be good, he could be rubbish. It's kind of up to him. See, first touch, flair is decent. Some decent physical stats, but he's in the under 20s, I think, on 21s, whatever it is. I'm not convinced we'll see him, to be honest. He might be a punt doesn't come off. Siswanto Jr. Now, we can't have 2 Siswantos, so this is Siswanto Jr. A little bit like Ibrahim. He is in the first team squad, in the first team. It's not going to let me click on it, is it? Come on. There we go. Again, very good potential. Good passing, good physical stats as well. Good first touch. Flair is good. Off the ball is good. Work rate, technique. He's a good player. For this level. So again, he's in the first team squad. Siswanto Jr., get familiar with the name. Reza Erglenga, again, another player here. You can see good potential. He's back up for Motoquin right now. again, in the first team squad, we will see him from time to time. And again, potentially someone who could develop into a good first team player for us. Yogi Berra here, you can see here, he's basically back up for Kudurin at right back. Most of his stats are horrible. He's got good physical stats, good pace, good acceleration, good agility. I think he should be able to get up and down that right wing. Sometimes at this sort of level, good physical stats are as good as anything else because, I mean, his technical and mental stats aren't great, let's be honest, but they're not that much worse than actually a good player at this level, but his pace is quite good. So sometimes as at this level, physical stats are as important as anything. So I think he'll be a good backup. Only 19 as well, so room to improve. Bakari here, he is, I think we've registered him in the first team squad. Not 100% sure. You can see good passing, which is his main feature there, isn't it? Good first touch as well. Only 20 though, so we might even look to loan him out and see what he is about for next season. Herder in here, again, is a backup right back. He's backup to the backup, assistant to the assistant manager, as Office fans would know. Again, decent physicals, not as good as Yogi though, but again, not bad. And again, he's in the under 20s and he'll be developing this year, hopefully, for a first team spot. Rido here, now he's basically our left back. He's our backup for Rahman. He can play there. He's more of a wing back or left winger. But again, you can see his physical stats are quite good. He can cross the ball as well. Good leadership. So I think he's only 21, good potential. I think he could actually, because Rahman's 34 now, I'm hoping he will train up a little bit more, get more familiar with the left wing back role, and we can use him as sort of first choice in the next season or two when Rahman sort of steps aside. Devlin Taplow here. Decent striker that we signed. You can see again, young, 20, decent potential as well. What I like about him, good finishing, good heading, but he's actually not too bad in the air. Jumping reach of 10 is not bad compared to other strikers that I've seen. So good leadership, good off the ball as well. Again, not going to be first choice, but certainly somebody, him and Benny on the bench, he could well be Devlin on the bench as the season develops. Novrani here, he was supposed to be better than this, basically. Again, signed him as sort of backup to Mortequin. If you remember last season, we didn't have any backup for midfield, so that's why we've sort of gone heavy on midfielders. He hasn't quite developed how he's supposed to. Positioning's good, tackling's good. I think there is a good defensive midfielder in there, but I'm just not convinced that he's as good as the scouts. Don't forget we had rubbish scouts. We had little to no scouts for a long time there. Londok here, he is our backup goalkeeper. We're going to see him a little bit, I think. Not because Jay is bad, but I think he's injured for this game, so he might even start. But see, good handling, good reflexes. I think that's essentially what you want in the goalkeeper, someone that can catch the ball and sort of react to it. Jumping reach is good as well, so if there's a ball crosses coming in, he should be able to deal with those. So I'm pretty happy with him as a backup. I think he'll do a good job. Yolpa here, central defender, 30, Indonesian, which I think is important. But good tackling, good positioning, good pace as well. If you remember Superman, if you'll see on the other side there, we sold him. He's gone. But good decisions. He has all the sort of basic key stats that you want from a defender. So not going to be first choice, but I think he'll do a good job for us. Septawan here. He is, again, another young midfielder that we've signed. Decent potential. He's in the under 23s. You can see he's listed for loan. Under 21s. He's listed for loan. So again, we won't see much of him this year, if anything. But maybe one for the future. Hopefully one for the future. And now here come the big three. Now, before we get to the two Brazilians, this is a backup defender I signed, Australian. Now, remember, we do have the ability to sign a fourth foreigner if they're from Asia. Australia is in Asia when it comes to football. So good defensive stats, heading, marking, and tackling. Positioning isn't great. Concentration's good, though. Decent physical stats. He's not going to be first choice. He can fill in at right back as well, which is good. But yeah, good potential as well. So he could improve a little bit, but he's our Asian player. And now the two Brazilians. Then let's remember, I should have said this sooner. We do have a foreign slot still open. So if another player comes up, we can sign them. I didn't really see anybody that was going to improve the team drastically. So I've kept it up our sleeve so we have it if we need it. Edison Venio. Now, he is our central defender. Yes, he's 37. We have signed two pensioners, just by the way. But what I like about him is his pace is still 9. It's still not bad. His jumping reach is 13. His strength is good. The mental stats are absolutely amazing for this level. And he has the key defensive stats as well, the heading, the marking, and the tackling. He's going to start, basically every game he's fit, he will start. He's left-footed as well, which is good because we can play him on the left side of the defense. He even has flair. I mean, he's Brazilian. Of course, he has some flair, doesn't he? But I really, really think of all the defenders, we trialed a lot of... I'm going to say we trialed over 100 players. There was always at least 20 players in on trial or pre-season. He was the best defender I could find. You can see we're paying him $1,400 a week, which isn't ideal, but I think he's going to do really well for us. And then if you thought he was old, meet Alan Delon, 40 years old, this young man. We got him for... Now, when I first put him on trial, and I didn't want to sign him because of his age, I'll be honest, but he wanted over $1,000 a week. I didn't sign him. I sort of went back right before the preseason ended and signed him. £190 a week he wants, which is absolutely amazing. Now, why have we signed him, I hear you ask? Look at these technical stats. 15 free kick taking. I mean, that in itself could be amazing at this level. Penalty taking is really, really good as well. Corners are good. But just his technical ability, what I'm hoping he will do, passing a 13, vision of 11, flair of 12, I'm hoping he's going to be playing as either a deep lying forward or as an advanced playmaker, sort of in behind a striker. And I just want him to just play people in. He doesn't have to run. He can't, so it's a good thing he doesn't have to run because he's got pace of 5, stamina of 5, and strength of 4, acceleration of 5. He's not going to move. He's just going to stand there and just hopefully spray passes around, bring other people into play. And if he gets on the end of something, he sort of gets on his walker into the box, and then with a finishing of 12, he should be able to tap things away as well. So it's a bit of a risk, but at £190 a week, I mean, it's a risk that can't really go wrong. Like I say, if this set pieces alone, I think he's going to be worth his money for us. As I said, the only person that's really left, we've a couple out on loan. There will be hopefully some more people going out on loan, but Superman, we've let him go. He scored our first goal, and he's just too slow. He's just too slow. So he's out the door. We didn't get any money for him. I just wanted him out basically because he wasn't good enough. But that's the signings. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have we done good business? I mean, I think we've done okay. I don't know what the rest of the division's going to be like, though, which makes it difficult. Let's have a quick look at how pre-season's gone, and you can see, not too bad. Now, the level of opposition was questionable. I've got to be honest. We started here against Arema, Indonesia, 7-1. We were too good for this team. You can see Warraby got a goal, Norfahanis got a hat-trick, Siswanto, no, that's Siswanto the winger, not Siswanto Jr., the midfielder. Devlin, Taplow got a goal on debut, as did Ibrahim. Good, solid, 7-1. You can't really complain, can you? Then we played Persiba. Not too far off that one, am I? 6-2. We were poor in the first half. You can see they scored 2 goals in the first half. We were much, much better in the second half. It was Kayono, Siswanto Jr. and Siswanto, an own goal, and Taplow again with 2. Got the goals there for us. Persico, 6-0. Again, we just dominated this game. Tonando got 2. Ahmed, our central defender, got a goal. Caesar got 2. And Siswanto Jr. again chipped in with a goal. Then we played Pajamnum. I think that's how you pronounce that. 4-1. Again, it was just dominant. I don't know exactly what level these teams were, but we were really, really good. Tonando with 2. Benny on the bench got a goal, as did Siswanto with a penalty. Then we played Borneo. Now, Borneo are a team that's in our division, I believe. Now, we weren't good in this game. We see Vinio made his debut, got sent off, but that didn't help going down to 10 men. We did go 1-0 up through North we weren't great, but going down to 10 men and only losing 2-1, there's maybe some positives to be had there. We played P-Step, remember them from last season, they got relegated I think, so they're sort of a 3rd division team, but 5-0, we were back to form again. Siswanto with a penalty, Kayono with 2, Vinio with a goal, and Wibisono, who of course, I was just sort of giving him a bit of a run out. He did okay, got a goal, but not really enough to warrant a spot in the squad, I don't think. Finished off pre-season with Persiba Pass. It was Septian got a goal, his first of pre-season, Rahman with a penalty, and the striker we was trialling, Jagne, we didn't sign him. We ended up going with Delon instead. But that was pre-season, just the one loss, which was a little bit disappointing. Defensively, we were a little bit iffy perhaps at times, but let's warm up for our game against PSM, defending Indonesian champions. We'll look back at some of our best goals from that pre-season. Okay, and this is the first team we're sending out for Indonesian League One. Now, I did toy with a 5-3-2 formation at times through preseason. We looked a little bit disjointed, so we're going to stick with what we know. So it's Londok in goal because Satajaya is just picked up a bit of a knock. We don't want to risk him this early in the season, so he'll be back for the next game. Rahman, Ahmed, Edison, Venio, and Yogi across the back. Now, that's because if you remember, Kodarun picked up a yellow card accumulation book in the end of last season, so he's suspended for this one. Mutaquin, Septien, and Redium, no change there. They were brilliant for us. They've got to get their chance at this top division. Tonando and Caesar play wide. Caesar's done really, really well in pre-season as well as the end of last year, so if Siswanto is going to be on the bench, we're going to give him first crack at the left wing spot. And Alan Dellon, of course, up top, hopefully, to get the goals. And since it's the first game, we'll go through the bench as well. Setajaya, Lacorno, of course, our Australian central/right back defender. Rido, of course, the backup left back. Olenga, the backup defensive midfielder. Siswanto Jr., Siswanto, and Kayono on the bench. So we go 4-4-1-1 formation from PSM. Now, I really have no idea what to expect by the opposition. I have no idea if we have good players compared to them. I just don't know what to expect. Go out, enjoy themselves. I almost think that's the one to go with here. There's some passion that we have faith. Now, you will notice some players, their match sharpness isn't great. That's just signing players late. It's the two Brazilians sort of prime amongst them, just because I didn't want to sign players too early on and then find a better player later. Alright, here we go. This is exciting, isn't it? This is exciting. Let me know what you think. What can we do this season? Ideally, I would love to get into the Asian Champions League next season. I think you have to win the league to do that. Even if we got the top three, I think the top three it's the sort of the secondary Asian competition. So even that would be okay. Here's a set piece. It's over the bar. That would be fine, wouldn't it? To sort of test the waters. What we don't want to do, it's a world tour. We don't want to get bogged down here. Here's see what Alan Dillon can do. It's decent. Alan Dillon, oh! Just a little taster there, isn't it? If he can keep doing that all season, wow, I could have pulled out a 40-year-old masterstroke there. Let's see what he can do from the corner. Knocks it in. It's claimed by the keeper. Already we can see an improvement, I think, in the opposition, can't we? Yeah, but I'd like to. Top three's ambitious though, especially when we're heavy favourites to be relegated. We've been done over the top there. Oh, some things never change. Some things never change. Now, I'm pretty sure we still have a deep defensive line. So, I'm not quite sure how that's happened. Oh, that's so disappointing. What a crappy way to concede a goal. It's a punt from the keeper. It's literally an assist for the goalkeeper. Who is that? Is that Ahmed? No, Fahar. Apparently this is his former club as well, so maybe once a PSM player, always a PSM player, who knows. Oh, that's so disappointing. Let's give a demand more. See what we can do. We still have Septien and Redian, so there's always a way back in this game. That looks like a good pass. Can we get onto that? Not quite. Second ball, no. Yeah, so I'm seeing some definitely an improvement. Oh, that looked like a nasty tackle from the back. Referee, that is surely a red card. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. Come on, Yogi. Let's see what he can do. Back to the keeper. Back out wide. This is okay. We're spreading the play nicely. Back to Ahmed. Ahmed's gone over the top for Caesar. We should be able to get onto that. That's a good ball. Can he square it for Alan Dillon, hobbling into the centre circle? Go on. It's there. Back post. Tonando! Oh, what a header from Tonando! Just looped it over the goalkeeper, and barely a minute after we've gone behind, we've got an equaliser. That is... We might be okay. The defending champions, no less, that we're playing here, let's not forget. But look at that. I mean, that's a decent pass over the top. It's essentially a long ball, though, isn't it? Caesar, he's put the cross in. I did not give Tonando a chance at this, and that is a stunning header. It's from the corner of the 6-yard box, and he's managed to somehow loop it over the goalkeeper and into the far corner. That is sensational. Alright, that is good. I'm happy with that. Alright, we're holding our own here. We're holding our own. And this, as I said, it's against the defending champions. Now, how many players they've lost, I don't know. What sort of... We can't really see. We don't really have a proper... grip on our scouting yet, because we're so backlogged from sort of scouting scouting, what's the word, assignments from last season. They're working through them, but yeah, I mean, I went through and I tried to get rid of some that I'm not really interested in anymore. There's another good pass for Fernando. Can he return the favour for Caesar at the back post? It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there! It's a goal for Redian! And in 20 minutes from going behind, we've turned it around and we're back in front. Now, maybe 1,000 to 1 might be worth a couple of quid, because we are suddenly looking against the champions. I think we've got a good team. Tornado's done really well. Look at that. We've got 2 players there ready, and he's took it off. That's probably Dylan, isn't it? Hobbling into the middle there. Is it? No, Septien. Took it off Septien's feet. They're fighting for the goals already. 2 yellow cards in midfield, which isn't ideal, if I'm honest. We do, of course, have... Let's show some passion. I do, of course, have some midfield options on the bench this season, which is good. We have Siswanto Jr., of course, who could play in regular midfield, and Olanga, who could come in and replace Mutaquin. Now the corner comes in. There we get 3. There we get 3. Oh, yes, we do. Ahmed, from the big centre-back, comes up from the back, and bang, powers the header in. 3-1 away, let's not forget, to the defending champions. And Persiba, what have we got here? We could... Let's not get carried away. It's the opening game of the season, but we're looking pretty good. It was a bit of a crappy goal to concede too, wasn't it? That long punt over the top. And yeah, this is going okay. Now, Edison Veneno? I wish the game would like explain how to pronounce it for you. He did have a gashed upper leg, so his fitness wasn't fantastic. We might look now. The first thing I wanted to say here is that don't get complacent. Anyway, I'll explain what happened to Veneno. Let's come back for the second half. Okay, no tactical changes. What happened? He had a gashed upper leg, so he's just come back from that within the last few days, so his fitness isn't ideal. So we might look to maybe take him off. I'm a little bit worried about midfielders on yellow cards as well, if I'm honest. Things are going good now, but what I don't want to happen is go down to 10-man and then find ourselves struggling a little bit. And Alan Dellon, of course, too, his match sharpness is not great right now. There's a good pass from Septien for Tornado to run onto. Look at Alan Dillon getting into the middle. Can Tornado pick him out? It's gone to the back post for Caesar. Oh, it's not quite. Not quite. I thought it was going to be the exact carbon copy back across the goal like Tornado's opener was, but not quite. It's all right. Alan Dillon's on the ball. Back to, that's Rahman, isn't it, the left back? Brian Caesar. Gets it in. It's there. It's there. It's ready at the double. We're 4-1 up against the defending champions away from home in the Indonesian Liga One. This is too easy, isn't it? What? We're going to walk this thing. Absolutely walk it. Now, I'd be interested to know or see how PSM do in the next few games after this, because, I mean, this is actually some nice football, isn't it? Passing it around, finding space. That's a cracking pass from Brian Caesar into the middle there. Alright, what we might look to do, we're 60 minutes in. We don't... Oh, sorry, I wanted to pause that there. I don't want to risk Fernando, so we're going to take him off for our Australian. Put him up there, that's fine. He could do some match fitness anyway. I'm a little bit worried about midfielders on yellow cards, so let's take our first look at Siswanto Jr. And let's also take our first look at Reza Erglanger. Triple sub. There is no mucking around here. That of course means 90 minutes for Alan Dallin, but his actual fitness doesn't look too bad. It's still at 74, so that should be fine. What we don't want now, of course, is an injury. And Siswanto Jr.'s got a send-off. Now here it's not a send-off, a yellow card. Oh, Dallin, what a free kick! That is an absolute belter. Just curled it inside the post on debut, knocks in a free kick for the ages, and 5-1 against a defending champ. It can't be this easy, can it? It just can't be this easy. The goalkeeper gave him that corner, and he just took it, didn't he? That is that goal of the season already? It just might be, you know. It just might be. That was an absolute screaming free kick. Let's give him some praise and see what that does. Dylan up there holds the ball up, or not. They're coming back at us here. I'd be really annoyed if we drop points from here. That would be a hell of a comeback. Ball comes in. We should be able to head that away. We can. The Australians there. It's the token Australian. You'll notice through this World Tour, we will probably always have at least one Australian in the team. It's just humour me with that. It's just going to happen. Embrace it and learn to love them. Oh, that looked like a good shot, but we've done well to block that. Well done, Reddy, and intercepted that pass. I'm just going to be honest, Alan Dillon is not going to run that pass down. But that's fine, that's not what he's there for. He's just there. We see what he's there for. These free kicks, just playing other people in, using his movement. There we go. Oh, he is going to run in. He's in behind the defence on a through ball. What is he doing there? Go on, son. Ooh, decent save. Because the other thing is that defenders here aren't that quick either. So even though he only has 5 pace, it's probably on par with a lot of the defenders, to be honest. Knocks in a corner. Keeper will claim that. That wasn't the best corner, was it? But I mean, this is just better than I could ever have imagined this going. I didn't know what to expect, and it certainly wasn't this. I thought if we got a point away from home against the defending champions, we would have done really, really well. And we have exceeded those expectations just massively. Absolutely massively. I mean, they're not playing well, so maybe we've got them on a bad day. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I guess time will tell when it. We'll come back next episode after a few games, and we'll have a much better idea of sort of where we stand in terms of the rest of the league. Alan Dillon knocks in a decent free kick again. That's a penalty. It is a penalty. It looked awkward, didn't it? It wasn't well defended. He's going to take the penalty himself. I tell you what, if 40-year-old Brazilians are like this, we're going to sign a few more of them, I think. I almost didn't sign him too, you know. Oh, well, let's wait until he gets the penalty before I keep praising him. Go on, Alan Dillon. Oh, good penalty too. I almost didn't sign him. And it's just, his technical ability was so good. I thought, no, we need that. We don't have that in the team. We don't have anybody that can do that. We have some passes of the ball. Our strikers can finish. You know, the Indonesian strikers that we have, well, Capiota, not so much, but he got a few goals last year anyway. But, you know, we have good, like, 13, 14 finishers at the club already. So, yeah, I did think it was important to get that technical ability in, and I'm really happy I did, because he's done really, really well. What a headed clearance that is from the Australian. And there it is. That, my friends, is just the stuff that dreams are made of, isn't it? We didn't end up edging possession, but 10 shots, 6 goals. We can only praise them for that, because that was absolutely incredible. And there we go. We are top of the league, everybody. Top of the league, as you would expect, winning 6-1 on the opening day. 6 of the best for Persiba. That was absolutely amazing. Dylan, amazing on debut as well. And that was a really good start to the season. And the last thing I wanted to do before we end the episode, I meant to do it before, we have, as I said in the press conference, a youth intake. This is our youth intake. Couple of really, really good players there. We've got a left winger here who's 16, could be anything. A striker, again, 14 finishing already. Really, really good. A couple of other good potential players here. Right back as well. We could always do with right backs. Defensive midfielder. Look at the jumping reach on this guy. I have high hopes for him as well coming into the first team in the next little while. A couple of others there that have good potential. Now, if you've watched my FM19 Let's Plays, you'll know that I like to name the Academy regens after you guys, because they're just generated names anyway. I want to name them after you. So if you'd like to have one of these guys named after you, leave me a comment, get me on Twitter at AussieVillain. Let me know who would like to be named after you, and we will do that. And then we can keep an eye on you through the game as well, even after we leave Persiba. We might we'll look to sign you, or at least see how your careers progress. So, like I say, if you want to have one of these guys named after you, leave me a comment, and we will look to get that done ready for next episode for you. But for this episode, guys, that is it. And if you have enjoyed that, please do hit the like button. If you haven't, you're probably watching the wrong channel, guys, because 6-1 against the defending champions, first game in the top division, that is quite incredible, to be honest. Just incredible. We'll be back next episode. We'll come back maybe for PSMS and Mitra Kutra. So we'll get a little ways into this season here, get underway, and see exactly how good we are. Because if we're going to beat the league defending champions 6-1, we could be in the Champions League next season without any shadow of a doubt. But that's all for tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, welcome as well, and do subscribe. I just hit the 500 subscriber mark. That just blows my mind that I have 500 subscribers. So yeah, please do keep subscribing if you're new, and yeah, welcome to the channel. But until tomorrow, guys, I've been AussieVillain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.